Okay, what we're going to do today is talk over how music works in beats. So we're going to look at one beat, two, three, four, one beat, two, three, four, another beat. So this is going to be a 4/4 timing. As we can see, there's four between here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my one beat. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's what they call it, two measures. Okay. Now, in order to get that perceived in music, we're going to write 5 lines, 3, 4, 5. Let's put the treble clef over here. And we're going to break, let's just say 4 here and 4 here. And let's break this down 1 and 2. So that would look like that. Two measures. Which means is if it's 4/4 timing, I want to have 4 beats in here and 4 beats in here. Okay? We could do this in different ways. When we're strumming and when you practice your strumming for the first time, what I want you to do is practice strumming only on the one beat. So that would look like you strum down at 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum. 2, 3, 4. Strum. So you're only counting, you're only strumming every 1 and 4. Or actually strumming every 1. So you strum 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3. So you could play a fast song a little slower by strumming only on the one beat. Now that's what if you strum on the one beat, if you strum only on the one beat, then what you're playing is basically a whole note. That's 4 beats. So if you strum only a 1, 2, 3, 4, and strum 2, 3, then you're what they call resting on the 2, 3, and 4. Now the next one we're going to look at is a half note. So this kind of looks like the whole note, but it's got a stem next to it. So what we're going to do in that case, we're going to strum down on 1, don't strum on 2, strum up on 3, nothing on 4, strum down on 1, rest on 2, up on 3, rest on 4, down on 1. So you're strumming on 1 and 3. Strum, rest, strum, rest, strum, rest, strum, rest, strum, rest. So that is a half note. And that's going to take 2 beats. It's 2, a half, it's 50% of a whole. 2 beats is 50% of 4. So then after that, we're going to try to strum every beat. So strum down hard on 1, strum up, down, up, strum hard, up, down, up, down. So you notice I'm actually strumming 4 times in one measure. So that's going to be a quarter note. It's going to be like this. Which is 1 beat. Okay. Now what if you want to strum 8 times? You want to double your strumming pattern between this measure and this measure. So what we're going to do here is we're going to strum up. We're going to double that. So every time it's a number, we're going to strum down. So I'm going to say down on 1, down on 2, down on 3, down on 4, down on 1, down on 2, down on 3, down on 4, and down again. But if we're going to strum 8 times, then between 1 and 2, we're going to go up, 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 and up over here again. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There'll be 8 strums in a measure. So that's going to be considered a eighth note. So it looks like this with a flag. Now, this is a half beat. Don't confuse a half beat with a half note, because it takes 2 eighth notes to make a quarter note. It takes 2 half beats to make a whole beat, to make a beat. So what you're doing is, when we count this now, let's look how this counted. How we count this. We're going to start off again with the 1. Now what we're going to do on this tier, we're going to verbally say what these notes are worth. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's my quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I want to go eighth notes, I'm going to go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so we'll go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 end. That gives me 8 count, because we're counting the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we want to go 16th, we'll go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So now if we look, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So we're going to have, that's how you count the beats here. So if I go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So if we wanted to break that down, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. So that's how you count the value of the beat. Now how do we determine how fast this song goes is what we call beats per minute, BPM. That's the tempo. That is what they call the tempo. How fast are you driving this song? This is the timing. 4/4 is timing. The BPM is tempo. So sometimes you might see it looks like this on sheet music, okay? Let's look at some typical sheet music. We just look at a sheet music. It might be a quarter note. It might look like this, equals 60. So they're basically saying there's 60 beats per minute. Whatever that number is, it's going to be beats per minute, because the quarter note is 1 beat. That's all it means. How fast is this song driving? Now, what if you got a song that says it's 120? Can you play it at 60? Yes. I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. Okay? Let's say this number. We're going to use the same basic line here. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go up here. We're going to say it's a quarter note equals 120. That means it's going to be 2 beats per second. 2 beats per second. So if we count, like say 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, it's going to have a beat in between the 1001, 1002, 1003. So whatever that 1000 word is, that's 1 beat. 1, 1002, 1003, 1004. So it's going to be 2 beats per second. Now you can play this also at 60 beats per minute. Okay? Now how? One, if I'm going to play a down, up strum, then you're going to play just the down strum. That's all you're doing. So I would be playing down, up, down, up, down, up. And all you'd be playing is just a down. If you notice, you're playing only half what I'm playing. but we're going to change chords at the same time because we're still playing the music the same. It's just I'm adding in 2 strums, you're doing 1, but we're doing it right on time, the 1 and the 3. So I'll be going, say for example, down, up, you'll be just going down and down. That's all it is, basically, the math. How fast you strumming, and what determines the beats per minute? What really determines this? When we've seen bluegrass songs, let's say that's written at 130 beats per minute. Okay? What drives the beats per minute? The first thing is the drums. That's the biggest factor of what drives that beats per minute. One thing, but the first word is that beat. Where do we get the word? What instrument do we determine to associate the word beat? I'm beating the drums, so I'm gonna get a boom, boom. Okay. The second is my bass. These are my driving forces behind the beats per minute. If you don't have a drum, it's gonna be a bass. How fast is that bass playing? Then your third is your rhythm guitar. Now, what if it says it plays 130, but what if you're playing 65? Now, you think about too, what makes the big difference is this is what makes a big difference between 130 and 65. You can do that. You can both play the same song at 4/4 timing at 130 for one and 65 for the other, because 65 is half of that. Or you could play 2/4 timing at half. This will be 130 here and there. So if I'm going to play 130 at 2/4 timing, it's be saying the same thing as playing 260 at 4/4 timing. Because I'm only going boom, 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 2 beats per minute. Quarter note gets a beat. There's a 4 beats per measure. Quarter note gets a beat. So you're playing half the beats. So you're getting half the timing here. That's how that's determined. So if a banjo says we're playing 130, that means also in 4/4 time you're playing 260. So some people might say, in the banjo terms, that if they use 4/4, they might give you 260, but you can play it at 130 at 2/4 time. So what does that mean? Also, too, we also see this a lot: 4/4, 3/4. Common, cut, 2/4, 6/8. Those are different time signatures for the song. Here's 8 beats per measure, and 6 beats per measure. 8th note gets a beat. Here's 4 beats per measure, 3 beats per measure. Quarter note gets 1 beat. 6 beats per measure. 8th note gets 1 beat. So those are different time signatures. Now also, I want to go over this too. What is the difference between different keys? Now, that's the biggest thing here is we look at the scale: A, B, C, D, E. I'm making 2 lines here. F, G. Those are 7 major scales of dealing with, but there's also something in the middle here, and here, and here, and here, and here. There's nothing in the middle here, and there's nothing in the middle here. So when you go from A, since there's nothing in the middle, I'm not sure you see there's nothing in the middle there. A, B, C. There's not going to be in the middle there. So A, B, A sharp, or B flat. Then we don't nothing here. Then here we're going C sharp or D flat, D sharp or E flat, which is over here, same thing. There's nothing here. F sharp or G flat, G sharp or A flat. So it depends on where you're at on the frets, whether or not what you're playing, sharps or flats. So I hope this kind of helps some on the beats per minute.